And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in the Long Dark, where we just made it into Broken Railroad, in particular into the maintenance shed building in Broken Railroad. So we're gonna poke around here and see if we can find anything vaguely valuable. At which point we may stick our head out and see if the wind's going to take our torch. If the wind isn't going to take our torch. It is the right time of day. We could probably map one last place, that being the maintenance shed, before the night ends. Depending on how long it takes for us to search, we might actually map a little bit more than that. Let's see. This is one of the few places in the game that has a forge, so that'll be one of the places we see as we walk around here, so we'll see the forge. So this is one of the places I'm going to want to bring a hammer to, for example. So we should have one out down at the port. Well, should have one down at the Riker. Out at the Bleak Inlet, or not Bleak Inlet. Desolation Point? Desolation Point. Should have one out at Desolation Point. And we left one basically kind of on the way out here.
Too much stuff to carry.
Things went wrong in stream prior, well, 2 streams ago. We left one at the forge in Forlorn Muskeg. This is going to be the 3rd place we're going to want to bring one. And then there could be one... Well, there is another forge also out in the far territories. That's all the forges, to my knowledge. Cup of coffee, that's nice. And a box of wooden matches. So we found box matches, we found the coffee. Otherwise, we haven't necessarily found anything super interesting here. This is the location of the forge, so this is a place you come even if you don't necessarily... Well, a place you may want to come even if you don't necessarily find anything good here. And there's a rope. We saw a rope. We may use that rope.
Wonder if this is any good to eat.
Set up a climb. I believe there's 3 climbs in this area. Usually not all of them are pre-set up, so eventually you'll have to go set one of them up if you want to go to all the locations. 2 of the 3 are technically shortcuts, so they're less important. This is one of the ways out. In fact, this will probably be the way we end up going out. This area does also have a bed, which is one reason I'm not necessarily in a rush to run through here from a looting standpoint, because we're probably going to sleep out the night, hopefully in that bed. Got some dust and sulfur there, so if we were making explosives, that'd be a place we could go. That's a broken door. There's an extra pry bar if we need an extra pry bar. So my plan for this stream is we're going to try to record 4 parts, and hopefully if everything goes well, we'll probably map all of Broken Railroad in that 4 parts. That's assuming things go according to plan. So here's the forge. There's a stay on target we don't need. We'll take the Summit Soda. I have a feeling that that stool is not where it's supposed to be. Okay. Let's see if I can not lose our torch here. Let it go a little long. There we go. Didn't lose the torch. Just in time, too. But yeah, so that's a forge. There's a couple coal here. on lower difficulties, there will usually be enough coal here to light the forge. So if you've got the hammer nearby, you can always do some smithing. On this difficulty, apparently there's only 6 here, there's only 3 here, which isn't quite enough to get the forge going and up to temperature. And there's a car battery here.
Where's
it's good
the
to
good
know,
stuff?
we may need it. Don't want that fuse. We haven't gone to the far territories yet, so we're not on the quest to fix all the radio equipment yet. We'll want the fuses and stuff for that, but that's a little while out. We got a nice fire barrel here. Oh, there's an lump of coal, so there's 4 pieces of coal here. I think you need 6 to get the forge working. I think that got moved at some point. That's not where it's supposed to be. Got a small arms handbook, which we don't need right now. This is Interloper, so the small arms handbook is just a way to get XP in a skill you can't use, really. So it's not a rubbish to pick those up and use those. Okay, so with that, we've basically done the round. We've seen all the things that are here to be seen. Unless we're in that car, and it looks like that. I think it's now time to check what the weather is like outside. Now, before we do that, actually, let's hydrate the character. That last of our cold porridge. Some water. We'll stick her out and see if it's so windy that the torch goes out.
This pack is getting kind of heavy.
Okay, so yes and no. It's not so windy that the torch goes out, but that's because we're in the wind shadow of the building. So based on that, I'm going to try to map the building. Renelvis is not going to go anywhere in this weather. That looks like a pretty stiff breeze. Breeze then proceeds to improve because I complained about it. So maybe with the breeze being better, we might contemplate going somewhere. I don't really got enough fuel on me to start another fire to be warm anywhere. Is there anything I want to cook while we're here? I could leave the turkey here, because we're going to probably come back here. Save some weight. You know, let's leave the turkey here to save a little bit of weight. Probably want to make some water on the fire while we got the fire. Yeah. So I can make porridge, make birchbark tea, can make rosehip pie. That's about it. And how warm are we when we're not next to the fire? So the fire is about 7 degrees and we're warm. So yeah, we're not that cold, we're not that warm when we're far away from the fire. Let's see if I can find any easily accessible wood to harvest while we're waiting for our water to cook there. No, the answer appears to be yeah. Not seeing any sticks here in the fallen bit. Nope, there's one. Oh, it's a little bit of gold. Harvesting's branch. And yeah, I think we're gonna go back to that fire, warm back up. We may have enough fuel that if the weather stays like this, it wouldn't be too much of a risk to go over to the broken bridge and we can map the broken bridge.
Too heavy.
Okay, off we go. The way I'm going right now is going to take me past a bunch of wolves, so there's going to be a little bit of interaction with the wolves as we go. But it'll be a little bit faster there and back. Not immediately chasing it off, just because otherwise it's likely to get back in my path, my way. But I'm going to basically chase it off in a moment, as soon as we get into lighter territory over here. He keeps following, and it looks like it's keeping following. I also suspect this next fire, I don't quite have enough fuel to make it a warm fire, so I'm just going to make it a fire that doesn't get us cold. Okay, now's a good time to get this wolf to leave. So as long as it's dusk, I think we'll be allowed to map. So I'm going to be a little bit quick here to get there and back. Well, I only need to get there, right, during dusk. Once we've got it mapped, we can take our sweet time getting back. Okay, do a little bit of sprinting here, because again, I think we're on a proverbial timer, so I'm gonna try to be fast out, a little bit slow on the way back. If I wasn't out here mapping, I would probably not recommend doing what I'm doing right now. Though, if you were out here looking for loot, you'd be stopping for loot, not to get to all the interesting landmarks for map purposes.
Feels like night is coming.
Okay, so he said feels like night, so I hope that that means it's not so night that we can't map.
Come on.
There's the broken bridge, so as long as we can map, we're good. There we go. Add the broken bridge. So as far as Broken Railroad goes, we got 3 places left to go, which is the Hunter's Blind, the Hunter's Lodge, and the Rickety Foot Bridge. Not exactly sure which bridge is talking about the Rickety Foot Bridge, but I got a couple guesses. I know where the lodge is, I know where the blind is. In fact, the blind is arguably on the way over to the lodge, so we'll hit those places up in the following in-game day. Actually, let's make a smidge of water and a porridge so that we got a warming up bonus for the walk back. Well, we do need to feed the characters some calories every once in a while. So there's a warming up
I'm not
bonus.
sure I can carry
Not gonna make
much more.
a big difference for the walk back, but it'll help a little bit. And we don't necessarily need to have it make a big difference. If you have the expansion like I do, which is the far territories, there's a little... Here, I'll go over and take a look at it because we're not in a rush right away to get right back. There will be a little plank going across the hole here. Okay, a little bit more than a plank, but you can get across is basically what I'm saying. If
My fingers feel
you don't have the expansion, there will be a gap there. You won't be able to get across. And then from there out is basically the expansion. That portion of the expansion. I don't like how I'm starting to hear the wind. Because we're gonna have to get past wolves to get back in. We'll do a little bit of exploration loot-wise here while we're out here.
I'm gonna have to leave something behind.
Flare? We'll take the flare with us just in case we need it. And a small plastic container. And a structure check. Okay. Oh, shadow effect playing a little weird there. Okay. Thought I saw something blue like a battery. It wasn't a battery, but thought it was. Well, lower plastic there, something like that. Saw something blue that looked man-made and not the blue of a shadow. So now I'm hoping to be able to get back into the maintenance shed before the wind blows out our torture. And then we'll try to sleep out the night. And I'm not worried about burning calories or fatigue right now. We got plenty of calories. And we have the dried meat, so always eat that. And I'm not too worried about the fatigue, because the more fatigue I burn, the later in the day we'll start traveling tomorrow, which is perfectly fine. Perfect timing, Wolf. I wanted to change torches anyway. Okay, you have less perfect timing. Can I search this one? Maybe not. Doesn't look like it, but at this point now it does. There's nothing in there, nothing in there, nothing up there. Not necessarily expecting anything in the visors. Oh, good thing that won't spot me right there. If they start their charge animation before they notice your fire in this case, they will, and if it's close enough, they will continue to charge even if you have a flame up. Okay, we got a second battery there, which is nice. And there's 3 doors to
If
get
I
in
can
here.
drop any of this
I just
gear.
went in the 3rd one that we haven't used yet. There's a convenient bed in here, so we don't have to use any addition on our bedroll. Anything else I want to do before I put the torch out for the night? No, I think we're good. Good to put the torch out. Eat the ruined bag ketchup chips. I got enough water, well, enough dehydration that we can go ahead and benefit perfectly from the soda, so I will. Then we'll just hydrate and sleep for 10 hours. Well, sleep as close to 10 hours as we can, and we'll see where we are in the morning. And we had an aurora during the night, which isn't super good. And it sounds like we did not quite get today. Oh no, we got today.
I need something to drink, and soon.
Wouldn't necessarily think of a thing of pickles as a good source of hydration, but apparently the game treats it as one. And we'll drink the water. Now it's time to get back on traveling. Oh, and I'm super overweight because of number torches. Okay, that makes sense. Let's see if I can navigate my way out without having to strike a light. Did I go too far? There, yeah, did go a bit too far.
Something's gotta go.
Okay, so cold morning, somewhat expected. Grab some more charcoal. It is a sunny looking night, so can I start a fire using the magnifier? I can.
Come on. Come on.
And there we go. Yeah, let's eat one of their cured meats. We'll leave the rest here, because we'll be back here. This is on our way out, to be fair. So we'll take the cured meat with us when we leave, but we'll leave it here until we need it. So with the weather being this nice, we're going to go check out the Hunter's Blind. Hopefully don't get mauled by the bear, because there is a bear spawn, well, frequently bear spawn near the Hunter's Blind. The Hunter's Blind is also under the cliff where the Hunter's cabin is. So you can actually see, if you're not good recognition of what I'm talking about, you can see it from here. There's the Hunter's cabin up there. The Hunter's Blind is, I think there. I think that's the Hunter's Blind. If that isn't the Hunter's Blind, there's more than one Hunter's Blind. And that may be the bridge that it's talking about, or that's either the bridge or it's the upper bridge. I'm not sure which of the two bridges it's talking about.
Can't feel my hands.
Yeah, so this is the Hunter's Blind. We're going to want to map here, so let's start up a fire.
Die if I don't warm up soon.
Wolf didn't die. He's got my arrow. It's like the worst combination of the enemy not dying and, okay, so that should either... Well, that might not get it positive, but if I disassemble another one, we'll get it positive with another one. So it is positive with that one. That's a good start. Okay, I'll map the Hunter's Blind, so that's the Hunter's Blind. I don't think there's anything value in the Hunter's Blind. Kinda hoping we'd get that wolf. I'm not gonna go spend too much time looking for that wolf right now. What do I need besides warming up here? What I got for tea? I got 1 serving of brush bark tea, so I don't necessarily want to make... Well, I got 1 to make, I got 2 made. So I don't necessarily want to drink 1 right now. Because we're about to pull a bunch of torches out of this fire. We're going to have that be up to 10 torches out of this fire. So let's disassemble at least 10 torches here. So I've got some fuel for the next fire. Yeah, early in the run, it would be a travesty to disassemble torches of such quality, but at this point, I've got so many torches of high quality that I need to get rid of low quality torches. And while using them for light is often the best way to do it, we need fuel right now, we don't need torches. Also, I suppose as soon as we start pulling torches out of this fire, the fire is not going to be warm enough to actually warm us up. It might actually be worth, if I get the bedroll reasonably close, setting the bedroll up and taking a 1 hour snooze to warm up. The bedroll provides a warmth bonus. There we go, half warm. Also, by now the wolf should be dead, so if I'm careful, I can probably try to find the wolf.
Too much stuff to carry.
Honestly, I only want to find the wolf for my arrow. If I had killed him where I shot him, then we would harvest him, but now it just comes down to wanting my arrow back. So that crow is over that deer carcass. That's not what we're looking for. I did see the bear earlier, so I'm going to be a little careful not to run face first into that bear. And I'm also kind of going the opposite direction to my next objective, so don't really want to be wandering around too long. Okay, there's crow circling over something. If that is the wolf, then we'll have our arrow back. If it isn't, it's time to turn towards my primary objective.
Need to find some place to escape this cold.
That would be a human. So that was what those ones are circling over. I hear more, but I think it's the ones down in the ravine I'm hearing, not the ones associated with the wolf that that I shot earlier.
Wait. I'm so cold and warming up a
Okay.
bit.
Until I get to my next spot, I'm going to be taking damage. Got plenty of calories, got plenty of fatigue. I could probably take a little bit of damage, but I think at this point it's time to try to convert fatigue. And apparently, there's no crows over this one, but here's the wolf. How cold are we? 14, and we have 17 sticks. Okay, I can get warm here. If I can get warm here, we'll harvest this wolf. I can put 15 sticks in this fire, and we'll be warm. And we'll make the best of a situation.
Come on.
I slightly miscalculated, didn't I? I forgot to count for the temperature of the torch.
Too heavy.
That's 16. We're at 0. Okay. Let me stick in, please. Okay. Currently not very warm, but we are warming. And honestly, I would not be surprised as the day goes on if the day warms up and we start to warm faster. For safety reasons, I'm not going to take any of this with us. Because it may attract unwanted attention. But as on the way back, if we remember it, we can pick it up and take it with us back to the building over there. Maintenance shed. But yeah, the guts right now... Well, I think the closest place to get the guts cured to here is actually the bear's cave. And we're pretty likely to attract attention of the bear if we try to go to the bear's cave to cure some guts. So I'm gonna think that's not the plan we're gonna do. Oh, the fire cooldown. It's not ideal. How cold are we? -1. I just did get a couple sticks, so toss a couple sticks in here and get warm again. And again, the main thing that's making us overweight right now is just the raw number of torches. So I have no problems, even though these are really high quality torches, I have no problems discussing these torches to turn into sticks. Because we're also just about to pull more out of, well, I was about to say we're going to pull more out of the fire, but the wind has taken the warmth of or taken the fuel value of the fire away. See if we can take a lit torch with us. We'll see even if it's map the next location. Well, we're gonna see if that bridge is in fact the bridge.
Cold.
Oh, no, we're not going that way, and the torch just turned our torch out, or the wind just turned our torch out anyway. Okay, so we're gonna take a longer route to where we're going because the bear is in the way. I do not, for the what? This might be the third stream. Third stream in a row. I do not need to be mauled by something. I think the last stream was a wolf. The stream before last was a bear. So yeah, I don't... That could be the bridge. I don't think it's the bridge. I think the bridge that we need to map is the other bridge. But we'll check as we keep going over it. Oh, sorry for just noticing your chat message, Twitch viewer. That's interesting. I'm not getting any drop frames on my end. And I have mine set up in theory to drop the stream quality if I'm having connection issues. And hello, Second Shatter. Hope you've both been enjoying what you've been watching up until I responded to your comments. Okay, so it's not this bridge. I think the bridge it's talking about is the one up there. I don't think we can see it from here. So we get up a little bit higher, we might see it. Yeah, I think that wooden bridge up there is the one we need for Faith Photographer. Got 2 spots left for Faith Photographer. We'll see if we can get those mapped in this stream. So there is a cave over here. I'm gonna go duck into this cave to try to warm up a bit.
I'm gonna have to leave something behind. No problem. I hope you end up enjoying the stream. We're just gonna try to map up what's left Broken Railroad at this point during the stream. So the end of the last stream, we came down to Broken Railroad and we mapped a couple places along the way on the way in, such as the landslide and the transfer place and such. This stream, early in the stream, we went ahead and mapped the maintenance shed, because that's where we did the stream break between streams. And then we did the broken bridge after that. And we just did the Hunter's Blind earlier, a little bit after taking a little rest. I'm going to map here. This isn't one of the places that needs to be mapped, but it's mapping it does put it on the map. Puts the cave on the map. There's a little bit of a marker where the cave is, so forget about it in the future. Yeah, so we're looking at the map. This is where we've gone ahead and mapped. We mapped the transition, we mapped the landslide, we mapped the locomotive engine already, mapped the maintenance shed and the broken bridge. I showed if you have the expansion downloaded and installed, there is a way across the broken bridge. We haven't gone across it yet. And then we slept in the maintenance shed, mapped the hunter's blind, and went and retrieved the arrow that I shot into a wolf. Then we've come over here. So that's basically what we've done. Now I'm going to go over to the hunter's cabin. And if the weather holds, probably take that as an opportunity to map that as well. just got the footbridge, and we'll have Broken Railroad mapped. At which point, if the weather is going well, we'll probably start making the trip back to our food cache in Mystery Lake, in preparation to go map up the last area we haven't mapped, which is West River Valley, or Faithful Guitar. After which point we'll start doing stuff from the expansion, I think, probably. So that's probably future casting a little bit farther than we're going to get to in this stream. Alright, we got a wolf between us and the cabin. Don't immediately see that being too much of a problem. Should be able to get around him without getting jumped by him.
I'm so cold. Just want to lay down for a bit.
I don't think it's so windy that we could probably start a torch if we need to keep the wolf from us. Would like to keep the piece of coal I have, so I can use it to map the bridge. So I think I'm going to go in the cabin first and warm up in there. And also looking at the time, we're coming up on where I should put a part break in for YouTube. So if you're watching on YouTube, I'm going to go ahead and use this saving screen as a good part break location. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. I'm going to be right back with the next part after taking a quick stretch break.
I wonder if I...
So with that, I hope you've all been enjoying. Until next time, or until the next part, wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part. And if you're watching on YouTube, bye for now.